Gemini, welcome back. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. It's a general read for Gemini's placement Sun, Moon, or Rising, and we're using the Modern Witch Tarot today. I did a review of that deck recently, so I want to check that out if you like the imagery you see here. We'll also pull a card from a new deck that I got over the weekend called Tatiana's Fortune Cards. It's a Lenormand-based style of card, and we will also pull one card from the Affirmations deck called The Universe Has Your Back. So you have the Two of Swords to start out, Gemini. Some difficult decisions to make. Where are you willfully blind? That's the question that's coming to mind. You could be in a stalemate of some sort where a decision needs to be made. You don't want to make it. There's some impending situation that you refuse to face. Or you could be facing, honestly, a situation that you have been refusing to face in the past. Instead of resisting change that is coming, you may be now starting to embrace that change. The deck's gotten quite quiet here. Just need some more cards. Some more cards for Gemini. Interesting. Two cards in a row where you are blindfolded. And the Eight of Swords is also speaking to a place where we keep ourselves hostage, where we keep ourselves in the victim role. I was going to take these cards. I'm not sure which way I should put them. I don't know how they fell, so we'll put them upright, but I may have to look at some interpretations the other way. Okay, so difficult decision to make, or you're starting this week to move forward. You're not resisting a change you know needs to be made. Again, we have these two cards where you are blindfolded. There's something that you need to see, but you don't want to see. There's something you're really not comfortable looking at. And I apologize. I know there's a buzzy noise when I put the cards up near the camera like that, but I want you to see the imagery here. You see here both of these. So in the one case, this Two of Swords, this person has the blindfold, but they could put one of those swords down and just take the blindfold off, right? But they don't. And in the Eight of Swords, this person appears to be trapped, but in reality, there's nothing. The person could just walk out of that cage of swords, right? I mean, there's a blindfold, there's a rope, but the Eight of Swords speaks to situations that we put ourselves in, where we are self-victimizing, where we are unable to act because we're afraid of consequence. So this week seems to be about you facing this down, removing your blindfold, looking at your situation realistically, and deciding where you go from here. Making choices, looking at the situation with a lot of brutal honesty. All of these swords, you know, it's about this analytical approach to things. It's not about emotion, except we do see water in both of these cards pretty prevalently. This Eight of Swords, this character is standing in the water. There's not much water around otherwise, but something about emotion has this person feeling trapped, even though they're not actually trapped. And the Two of Swords, there's all this water in the background. It's a bit rough near the shore, you see, and in the back it's a little bit smoother. So with time, I think once you have removed the blindfold, things start to get more less chaotic, maybe more calm. Three of Pentacles is next. This is about teamwork. It's working with others to move yourself forward. And in this case, perhaps it's that something about this difficult choice and the fear of consequences from looking at things honestly, from making the choices, from moving yourself out of this self-victim mode. It has something to do with working with others, being connected in community and collaborating to build something. It could just be that this is, whatever this is, it's been on your mind, it's weighing you down, you really feel stuck, you really don't feel like you can make a choice, and there's a project that comes up this week that you get to work on, that sort of takes you out of that headspace for a while. It alleviates the feeling, the stress of this, and maybe it doesn't solve it. Maybe something about your collaboration and your building with others helps you to see this in a different perspective, or maybe it just distracts you from it so you don't have to think about it for a while. But I do feel like there is some movement here. There is, although it's a difficult choice, you are actually moving yourself forward. You're just holding yourself back at the same time because you're afraid what happens when I do this. The Knight of Wands shows up next, and this is passion and fire and a creative urge that maybe you haven't felt in a while. It's a really inspiring energy. There's a sense here of action. And maybe a little bit more bravery than you're used to. Not to say that you aren't brave, Gemini, but you really feel compelled to move, to take action, and you're bold about it. And what happens next? I have no idea what happens next, because here we have the Moon and the Hermit. So there are unknowns. There's an intuitive knowing on your part, but I don't know what that is. And there's a little bit of, it's a little hard to see what happens next. You are in a space of quiet contemplation. You're looking for the answers. So I don't think you find the answers, capital A answers, this week, Gemini, but I think that you do start to realize you can't stay in this spot. And something about working with others makes you feel ready to take some action, ready to be bold in a way that that you've been afraid of in the past, because you're worried about what happens if I do this. So maybe you'll find some answers this week. Let's look now at the fortune cards. We have Tatiana's fortune cards. And again, I got this at Barnes & Noble. It is based on Lenormand, and I don't read Lenormand well. We're going to see what we have here. Normally with Lenormand, you pick several cards, and then you interpret them based on what they're near or far from other cards, you know. But here we're just going to pick one. Alright, Gemini, let's see what we have for you. Look like letters. Camera just glitched. Hopefully that didn't show up for you. Is that got a power surge or something? Okay, so letters. What do the letters mean? Let's find them in the book for you. I've never gotten this one before. The letter, news, or a contract, or a communication. It is a happy card. That's good. I'm going to look it up, look at the full review here and see if we have additional information for you. It's a very happy card. Its appearance suggests news that you have been waiting for arrives shortly. So it does suggest good news, unless there's something that really contradicts that, which we don't have any other cards, so we just have this one. And it could mean also a contract or an invitation. So if you're professionally, you're waiting for a contract of some sort, maybe that has to do with this collaboration energy. Or if you're waiting for news from someone, it should arrive. It should arrive. It should be good, and it should arrive shortly, is what that is saying. Let's take one card from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck for you. I honor how I want to feel. That's interesting. I've never gotten that one before, but that plays really well with these two cards here. Because although they are about thinking, not feeling, they do both have the water in there, which is about feeling, right? Emotion. And they are both speaking to the fact that it's a difficult choice to make because you're worried about the consequences, because you're not sure if you're ready to take this step. And the universe is saying that you need to honor what you feel. What you feel, okay? That's not what you think. So, pretty interesting reading for you. It doesn't look like there's resolution per se this week for you, but there is some soul searching, maybe some progress toward feeling like you've made a decision after being kind of in this limbo and stuck, not sure what to do. Again, there's some collaborative work that makes you feel ready to take action, ready to be bold, and your intuition is there to help you while you're seeking this knowledge and the answers that you're feeling you need. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and subscribes. We're pretty close to 200 subscribers now, which is just phenomenal. And I thank you so much for your support in helping me to get these messages out to other folks who might find them helpful. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm going to work on the December videos soon, and those will be up not too long from now. And we'll see you next time, Gemini. Blessings.